Hello everyone, welcome to the live. We are going to get started shortly. Okay, we are live. As people come in and join, I just want to say hello and welcome to the live. Today we are going to review PopUp Bagels. This is a bagel place that has won many awards for their best bagels, basically for having the best bagels in New York City, which is saying something. Hello, I see some people just joined the live. My name is Kate, I'm with PureWow, and today we are gonna try PopUp Bagels. These are considered some of the best bagels in New York City, which is a huge thing because there's so many bagels here. So many people say, this bagel place is the best, this bagel place is the best. There's a lot of competition in the bagel world in New York City, but these guys have won so much awards and whatnot for their bagels, so we had to try them. As people come in during the live, we're just gonna get started. So here we have 5 different bagels. We are gonna try a plain, an everything, a sesame, a salted poppy, and just a salted bagel. I have never had a salted plain bagel. I think it just has salt on it. Super excited to try that. They also have very interesting spreads. So we have a plain cream cheese, a chimichurri, kind of, I think it's either a cream cheese or a butter. We're gonna find out. And then a strawberry butter, I believe. So I'm very excited to try these. It's a lot. It's gonna be a moment. Let's get started. Let's first talk about how I'm gonna rate these bagels. So I've looked up what is considered a top 10 bagel. A top 10 bagel has a nice crust. It's very well crusted on the outside, and it's more chewy. I feel like many people like their bagels more like in the bread world, where it's kind of softer, less chewy. But a bagel was originally meant to be chewy. According to the internet, a traditional bagel is chewy. So that is kind of the route we're gonna go on when rating these bagels. I'm gonna see if they're chewy, if they're well crusted. Let's do it. Let's take these bagels out. PopUp Bagels, I went this morning at 6:50 a.m. and there was already a line out the door. At 6:50 a.m., it opens at 7, a line out the door. So you already know that people are craving these. They want them. It's a big thing. We're gonna try it. They're in Connecticut mostly, but now they're in New York. Let's do it. Let's pull out our first bagel. Okay, our first bagel is the sesame bagel. I'm gonna show you guys up close this bagel. As you can see, it's kind of like what I would imagine a perfectly round bagel to be. We got a little ASMR here. You hear that? So this sesame bagel, I'm usually not a sesame person, so I'm excited to see if this is good. If you like sesame, it is covered every bit. There is so much sesame here. If you're allergic to sesame, this would kill you. But it looks pretty good. The bagel itself, I love the coloring on the outside. It looks like it has a good crust. It's definitely a thick, not too thick a bagel. I feel like I've had some bagels in New York that are super thick, a lot of bread in it. This one doesn't seem to have too much. I think when we cut it open, it won't be too thick inside. So let's cut this guy open. This is our first bagel we're cutting. I'm gonna cut it this way in half at first. Oh, we just get messy up in there. Okay. Oh, okay. I don't know how to feel about this. This is the bagels inside. You can see that it's thick. It looks pretty chewy. I don't know. This seems like a kind of a thicker bagel than I actually thought it would be. We're gonna cut the long way too. I hope no bagel experts out there are judging the way I'm cutting this bagel. So as you can see, the inside is perfectly cooked or baked, boiled, whatever. It looks good on the inside. We are gonna now try some of these spreads. Okay, so first we have the strawberry basil butter spread. Let's go for this. Wow, this looks really good. This is such an interesting flavor. I've never heard of this. This is what it looks like. You can see there's some strawberry there. I think it's butter. Like, I'm pretty sure this is butter. Yeah, so this is butter. As a child, I felt like I was a butter bagel girl. As an adult, cream cheese. Only cream cheese, nothing else. I just find that like buttering a bagel, I don't know, it doesn't hit right. But maybe this will change my mind because these are special butters. They're not normal. I also never know how much butter to put on a bagel because I feel like cream cheese has kind of like confused my mind of how much I should be putting on a bagel because you can put so much cream cheese but only so much butter. This is what we have. We have it on the sesame bagel. Let's try it. Let's see how this is. Again, this is a strawberry basil butter on the pop-up sesame bagel. Okay. The butter itself is not too strawberry-y. I actually don't think I taste any strawberry, but that may have just been the bite that I had. This bagel is chewy. So according to the interwebs, that is a good sign for a bagel. I think that this crust for me is not crusty enough. It might be, it's just not crusty enough, you know? I think that some of the other bagels in this bag might have more of that crust, but this one's kind of just, it feels a little soft, but it's very chewy. So the inside is really good. I'm just not sure. I feel like there was so much hype around these bagels, and now I'm not sure. I do taste the basil. Like this, as again, I'm gonna show you guys. This is a butter strawberry basil spread, which is so interesting and so unique. But I think that there's only certain areas that are strawberry. Like this is a strawberry right here. And I think that if you really want that strawberry taste, you kind of have to like hunt through the butter to find it. But once you find it, it's there. We're gonna try this again. But overall, the bagel itself, I think, is really nice, really chewy. I'm just not sure about the outside. I feel like the outside has to be a good crust, and I just don't sense that right now, but we're gonna keep going. Okay. When you get a part of the strawberry from the butter, it hits. That is really good. I think that you just need the strawberry. You need to get the strawberry. Okay. It's good. I think that this butter, I wish it had more of the strawberry flavor since it's strawberry basil, but it is a kind of a light note of the basil, and it's light enough where if someone's not into strawberries or basil, they still might like that because it's kind of just a more interesting butter. It's a little different, a little unique, but it's not overwhelming. It kind of stays within the tradition of normal butter, but gives you a bit of pizzazz and fun, as one might say. So with the sesame bagel, I would give it a 6 out of 10. I feel like I hope that's not too low. I just think that I don't like sesame bagels that much. But the inside, perfectly chewy, as you can see. Like, look at those kind of air pockets. It just perfectly kind of created. I wish the outside was a bit crunchier. I'm gonna move on to the next bagel, which will be an everything bagel. And this is an iconic bagel. I feel like these are the bagels that are known in New York as the ones that kind of are hard to do the best job at because there's so many bagel places that do everything bagels so well. There's a place called Liberty Bagels, which supposedly have the best everything bagels. Maybe we'll try that if you guys think we should try that. But here is this everything bagel. I hope I'm not making you all too hungry yet. But look at that kind of compilation of all the little bits. It's so beautiful. This is a beautiful everything bagel. This would be on my phone screen background as I cough. But Also, what I think is a little different about this everything bagel is that there's salt on it. And I think that for other everything bagels, there's kind of smaller pieces of salt, but this is like thick salt. It's beautiful. Okay, we are gonna open it up. We're gonna see. Oh, okay, okay. The outside of this bagel already is much darker and kind of, I wouldn't say burnt, but it looks crispier than the other one. So I think I'm gonna have trouble cutting this open. I hope no one, oh wow, this is hard to cut. Guys, oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know if I'm weak or it's just difficult. Okay, we made it through. We're cutting this bagel. Wow. Let's see. This bagel is this burnt? Is this a burnt bagel? Tell me, guys. Okay, we can see the edge right here versus the inside. The inside looks perfect. It looks soft. It looks nice. This looks a little burnt. I don't know. It looks like it's gonna be a perfect kind of crunch feeling, but it does look a little darker than what I would expect kind of like the perfect bagel to look like. If I cut this one in half, we can kind of get a better sense of what this looks like. I mean, we're just gonna have to try it and see how it tastes, but in my mind, it kind of looks a little burnt, and that makes me really sad. But maybe it'll be the perfect crunch. Because in comparison to the sesame bagel, we can look, it's definitely less, like, look at that. I think that maybe it's the same. I don't know. We're gonna have to try it. Okay, with this bagel, let's try the plain cream cheese. I think an everything bagel with plain cream cheese just hits the spot like no other. And before we just tried butter, and now we're gonna try the plain cream cheese. I'm gonna get a new knife because I don't like cross-contamination of bagels and cream cheese and stuff. Okay, so we're just gonna put that on there. Oof, it's so beautiful. That looks just so good. I think this is cream cheese. I don't think it's butter. Okay. I'm getting confused between the butter and cream cheese. I really never butter bagels, but after that first experience with the bagel and butter, I kind of want to become a bagel butter girl again because the butter is just so sweet and nice. It tastes so good. Okay, we have the bagel. Let's try it. I hope this isn't burnt. I'm gonna cut it in half or rip it in half just because I feel like it's gonna be hard to chew. Oh my, Okay. I do think the outside of this bagel is burnt. I'm not gonna lie, and that's really disappointing considering this is one of the best bagel places in New York City. The sesame bagel, I feel like was good, crunchy. Like, it was not too burnt on the outside, but it could have been slightly crunchier. This, I think, went a little too far. I just think that this one bagel got burnt. I don't think this is the norm, but I do think this is a little burnt. But if you like crunchiness, this is good. The inside is soft, chewy, delicious, and the outside is crunchy. Some ASMR chewing right there. I mean, okay. The outside of this everything bagel is delicious because of that salt. The salt is so good, but I do think it is burnt, and that's really sad. We're gonna move on to another bagel, and we can see if this is the norm or if this is kind of just this specific bagel that this happened to. This is I think this is either the salted bagel or okay. I don't know. Okay, I think this is the salted bagel. So I think this is the salted bagel. As you can see, it's kind of smaller than the other ones and is slightly misshapen, but the outside is not kind of the determination of how good it is on the inside. You can see that this bagel doesn't look as dark as the everything bagel, so I think it won't be as crunchy kind of on the outside or burnt. Ooh, love this ASMR cutting. Okay, here is the inside. The inside looks pretty good. I think the sesame bagel looked better though, honestly. And I don't think this looks as burnt as before. I'm gonna cut this one in half and see. So far, I think that this place is really special for its kind of spreads, but the bagels, I'm excited by them, but they're not hitting the spot the way I thought they would. Like, this is kind of a smaller bagel, but let's try it. We are gonna try it with the chimichurri spread. I think that this might be butter. But a chimichurri butter, that's so unique and interesting. I've never experienced, oh wow, it's kind of difficult to get out. I've never experienced that. Okay, so we will try it with the chimichurri. I think it's butter. It might be a cream cheese, but I'm pretty sure. And like, I don't know who comes up with these ideas. Who says, let's create a chimichurri butter? It's so, like, so creative. I'm astounded. Okay. Here we have it. This is a little bit of a thin bagel, but maybe it'll be good. We'll see. Okay. Wow. I love this. This is so good. It's like the perfect kind of buttery taste, but with such an interesting flavor of chimichurri. And it's in every bite. It's very well spread out. I feel like the strawberry one, there were only some sections for the strawberry. The chimichurri, it's everywhere. I think this bagel's really good. Even though it looks a lot smaller than the other ones, this one to me feels like it has the perfect kind of crunchy outside, but also soft, chewy inside. And it's not too chewy where I can't even chew it. It's kind of just like a chewiness where I can tolerate it, and I feel like you could have this with your friends talking and you wouldn't be like chewing with your mouth and not able to speak to each other. I think that this is the best bagel I've had so far. I think that the everything bagel, as we can see, is just a little bit too burnt on the outside, but this one's pretty good. Let's try the ending of it. Yeah. To me, this is a 9 out of 10. The only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 is it's kind of small. It's kind of small, and I wish I got more bagel for my buck. But that being said, we still have one more to go. I think that this is the plain one and that was the salted one, but this one might be the salted one. I'm not sure. But so far, I think the sesame bagel was the best bagel in my opinion. I don't think it was crunchy enough on the outside, but the inside was so good. I think that this bagel, the plain one, had the best crunch on the outside, but the inside was a little bit lacking because I wish there was more bagel for me. The everything bagel, great outside like spread with the salt, but just a little burnt. Let's try the last one. I think that it's the salted bagel. We're gonna cut it in half. It's definitely crunchy. We can already hear that with the cut. Ooh, okay. This looks really fluffy, and I love the coloring here. I feel like it's not gonna be burnt. It's just gonna be the perfect kind of chewiness. We're gonna cut it in half again. I feel like I need to sharpen my bread knives. I've never had to cut this much bread in my life, but I definitely need to sharpen this bread knife. I'm gonna use the chimichurri butter again, just because it's so good. Okay, as we can see, it's like a perfect look of a bagel, just a nice amount of inner bread. I think that this outside is perfectly cooked. I don't think it's overly cooked. It's not gonna be too chewy, but chewy enough. Let's try it. Excuse my coughing. I feel like when the seasons change, everyone gets sick for no reason. Like, I'm not around anyone that's been sick, but I think the seasonal change of weather, it's just not good for me. But I'm excited for the fall. Who's ready for some pumpkin spice lattes? Okay, we have the chimichurri butter on this salted bagel, and we're gonna try it. Let's do it. That is so good. Yeah, this is the one. I think that this bagel just has the perfect amount of chewiness and crunchiness on the outside. I think that's some of these bagels just weren't lucky when they were being created. The everything bagel just got a little too burnt. The sesame bagel just didn't get crunchy enough. But the plain bagel and the salted bagel, perfect. All right, let's talk about overall thoughts and feelings. Overall, I think that Pop-Up Bagel, it's definitely a good bagel place. You should go and try it. It's really cool. The people there were so nice. Everyone's so sweet. I love their spreads. Such interesting spreads. The chimichurri, the strawberry, the even their plain just cream cheese, really good. But was it the hype that I've been hearing about it? No. That being said, I grew up in New York. I've lived in New York my whole life, and I've had a lot of good bagels. So I think I'm comparing these bagels to other ones that are like the best in the world. Do you get those fresh this morning? I did get these fresh this morning. I went at 6:50 a.m. There was already a line out the door, and they open at 7. So just got them, super fresh. And I think that they were like warm. I could see them coming out of the oven, getting placed in a basket, and then they put it in my bag. So I'm just gonna make sure this brightness. Okay, so overall, in my lifetime of New York City bagels, I think that these are in the top 3. But I have some other bagels that I've had in my life, from Liberty Bagels, H&H Bagels, that I've just loved so much. I definitely recommend checking these out. Go to Pop-Up Bagel. You can actually pre-order these bagels. I didn't do that, but if you have like a big party, you can pre-order them, and then you can just pick them up right there. But yeah, I would say that like some of these bagels just were unlucky, and they just were a little burnt, like this everything bagel. But the salted and plain bagels, so good. And also, these bagels don't feel like I'm too full. This kind of feels like I feel satiated, but not uncomfortable. I think it's because of the size of the bagel. They're not like massive, but they just give the perfect amount of bagel that you need. PureWow rating, I would give like a 7 out of 10. It depends on the bagel. Some of these bagels were 9 out of 10. Some were like 6 out of 10. But overall, I'd say 7.5 out of 10. I do recommend trying it. See for yourself. Everyone likes their bagels differently. I'm a person that I like a chewy bagel, but I don't want it to be overly chewy. That being said, I know traditionally bagels should be on a chewy side versus bread, which is just a softer side. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review of Pop-Up Bagels. Let us know in the comments if you've ever had these bagels. Would you try them? And we hope to see you next time. Remember to subscribe to PureWow's YouTube, and we're going to do some more lives and some other things. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy your long weekend. Try Pop-Up Bagels, see how you feel, and just write in the comments if you would do this, if you would get a Pop-Up Bagel. What is your favorite type of bagel? I'm always curious, always wanting to try new things. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to end the live here, but have a great day.